pleasure of inviting on stage our other dignitaries to join us. We have 28 stalls exhibiting here today, among which 16 export promotion councils have come forward to exhibit their products, to promote export in the state and to motivate MSMEs to become an exporter. 5 more industry associations are exhibiting here, along with 1 testing laboratory and 1 training institute. And we would also like to share that DGFT is setting up on-spot IEC registration facility. We would request our exporters, our future entrepreneurs, to make the most of this opportunity post this inaugural session. The event aims to create a space and opportunities that facilitates cordial meetings of exporters with policymakers, industry players, and export facilitators. The Export Carnival is planned with activities that guide exporters with international opportunities for the local produce. Interventions being taken by the government for the benefit of traders, meet and share success stories of leading manufacturers, and virtual connect with foreign embassies. This most definitely then is a step forward towards a more powerful, prosperous and peaceful India. And we're so glad that this is happening in the presence of you all, our esteemed audience. Thank you to each one of you for joining us as we embark on this journey of making Andhra Pradesh a rising economic force. Please give us a few moments as our Honorable Chief Minister takes a tour of the Experience Center and the exhibition and stalls. Ladies and gentlemen, for the duration of the inaugural event, may we request you all to kindly switch off your mobile phones or keep them on silent mode. Please help us maintain the decorum of this event. Thank you. And after having a tour of the Experience Center, we now witness our Honorable Chief Minister personally engaging with the exhibition stall representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, while our Honorable Chief Minister makes his way to the stage, may I extend a very warm welcome and kindly invite on stage Shri Peddireddy Ramachandra Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister for Panchayat Raj and Rural Development, Mines and Geology, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Kursala Kanababu, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Perni Venkatramaya, Honorable Minister for Transport, INPR, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Kodali Shri Venkateshwar Rao, Honorable Minister for Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Vellampalli Srinivasa Rao, Honorable Minister for Endowments, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Ayodhya Rami Reddy, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Padma Shri BVR Mohan Reddy, Founder Chairman and Board Member, Scient, Shri Mr. Cab Dongli, Chief Administrative Officer, Kia Motors India Limited, Shri Adyanath Das, IAS, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri S. Suresh Kumar, IAS, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, Srimati Poonam Malakondaya, IAS, Special Chief Secretary to Government, Agriculture, Horticulture, Fisheries and Sugar, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri JVN Subramaniam, IAS, Commissioner Industries, Commerce and Export Promotion, VC and MD, APIIC and CEO, APEDB, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Tallari Rangaya, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Shri Dharmana Krishnadas, Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Srimati R. Bhagyalakshmi, Honorable Mayor, Vijayawada Municipal Corporation, and Shri Arvind Goenka, Chairman, the Plastics Export Promotion Council of India. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm round of applause for our chief guest, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. We're also delighted to extend a very warm welcome to Shri Mekkapati Gautam Reddy, Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investments, IT, Skill Development and Training, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Peddi Reddy Ramachandra Reddy, Honorable Minister for Panchayat Raj and Rural Development, Mines and Geology, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Kursala Kannababu, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Perni Venkatramaya, Honorable Minister for Transport, INPR, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Kodali Shri Venkateshwar Rao, Honorable Minister for Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Vellampalli Srinivasa Rao, Honorable Minister for Endowments, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Ayodhya Rami Reddy, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri Adityanath Das, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Padma Shri BVR Mohan Reddy, Founder, Chairman and Board Member, signed, Mr. Kap Dong Lee, Chief Administrative Officer, Kia Motors India Limited, Srimati Poonam Malakondaya, IAS, requesting you all to kindly take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Moving ahead, Andhra Pradesh is a resource-rich state with easy access to ports, talented young and skilled manpower. This vibrant state offers a plethora of opportunities to investors. The state government is committed to provide the best-in-class infrastructure and end-to-end hand-holding support for building a conducive industrial ecosystem. Allow us to share an audio-visual about the government's initiatives of infrastructure-led export growth. Can we have the AV, please?
His Excellency, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, to my cabinet colleagues, to the Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri Ayodhya Ram Reddy Garu, Padma Shri BVR Mohan Reddy Garu, Founder, Scient Technologies, to fellow bureaucrats, foreign embassy officials, the industry leaders' participation, and the association participating in today's event. Let me extend a very warm welcome to all the speakers and the guests from all over the country who have come here to share their knowledge and the vast experience. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to host such esteemed guests today at the Vanijya Utsavam, the Exports Trade Carnival of Andhra Pradesh, jointly organized by the Department of Industries and Commerce, Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board, and also the Plastics Export Promotion Council of India and the CII. Reaching far inland from the fertile deltas of the Godavari and the Krishna rivers to the semi-arid Deccan Plateau, Andhra Pradesh has embarked on a journey of consistent growth. The state has been rated as the top state in the country for ease of doing business by the World Bank, offering a robust industry infrastructure, first-class connectivity, and a skilled workforce, making it a globally competitive investment destination. As part of the Azad Ka Amrit Mahotsav, to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of progressive India and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievements, the Departments of Commerce is organizing the Vanijya Sapt from 20th to 26th September 2021, highlighting the role of exports in the economic growth of India. The two events organized by the government of Andhra Pradesh to showcase our exports and our potential during this week would be the Vanajya Utsav, that is today and tomorrow, and an exporters conclave at the district level by the district industry centers from 24th to 26th September 2021. Today we have a participation of over 600 manufacturers and exporters in the presence of the Indian missions, officials from the central and the state government and the export councils. The clarion call by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, in one such bright spot to stimulate a self-reliant India and empower an ecosystem that will allow Indian companies to completely and compete effectively globally, thereby strengthening our export stature. As nations trace the path of recovery, there's a growing demand for high quality, new products, and a shift away from a reliance on a single source supply chains. There's no time like now, when the role of government becomes significant to work hand in hand with the Indian missions, exporters, export councils, and the industry associations in ensuring a high quality and a reliability of exports to global markets. In this evolving world, where we are seeing the time between innovation to incubation to production is being cut drastically, my thoughts go out to a book written by Adam Grant, Think Again, that in today's world, the power of knowing what you don't know will be the actual driving force that the nations and the leaders should strive for. Which brings me to the lessons we can draw from the growth path followed by the other countries which grew over time into wealthy nations. If you look at the economic history, the Asian countries of Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan have grown rapidly on the strength of their exports. For example, it is not out of place to mention that Taiwan, which by area is 1/5 of our state, contributes as much as $330 billion to the world economy, which is greater than the Indian exports. This year, our Honorable Prime Minister has set a target of $400 billion for our exports, and we can clearly see from our Taiwan's example that the potential for this India is much higher. And to realize this potential, right infrastructure and enabling policies are the cornerstones. Our honorable government, led by our dynamic Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, has a very strong focus on improving our exports. In fact, he has given us a mandate by 2030 that we double our exports from the present status. So therefore, we are developing an exports-led infrastructure with upcoming ports, airports, roads and rail connectivity to the hinterland to drastically reduce the cost of logistics and make our exports scalable. Some of the key takeaways from this event are, this event in its true self will act as a curtain raiser to achieve the target of doubling the exports by 2030, where the existing and prospective exporters will see an insight into the state's potential and its intrinsic value to boost export trade. The Andhra Pradesh Experience Center is set up on the theme Infrastructure-led Industrial Development and Trade, in which you will experience the development of export-led infrastructure and understand the potential, the global opportunities to diversify export basket and find new markets. You'll also be able to participate in insightful panel discussions on policies and interventions taken by our government in collaboration with the Government of India, the Indian and the foreign missions, and the export promotion councils. Before I conclude, we all also know that the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted the lives and sent shockwaves through the global economy. People are worried about their lives and livelihoods as companies rebuild and restructure for the next normal. Policymakers across the world are looking for ways to contain the spread of this virus while limiting the economic fallout. And this is a truly global crisis as the virus does not stop at borders. Many of us are hopeful that the nascent signs of recovery that are appearing in some of the economies most severely affected by this economic downturn do not falter, and that the world economy can resume a reasonably robust and a stable growth plan. From a collaborative approach undertaken by the government to promote strong linkages while establishing clear policy standards to business reinnovation and re-engineering, to cross the metaphorical chasm and embark on a journey of explosive growth to expand to new markets. Global cooperation and multilateral coordination is essential to accomplish this target. The government of Andhra Pradesh, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, has the will, and you have the power to realize the potential, the true potential of Swarna Andhra Pradesh. Please join us in realizing the potential of the state by harnessing the entrepreneurial spirit and pioneer the new wave of growth. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Respected members of the High Commissions of various countries, entrepreneurs and exporters, members from various export promotion council, representatives of Government of India who are taking part in this event, my cabinet colleagues, officials of the state government and various other stakeholders. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you here. In fact, this is the beginning of Vanijya Utsavam, that is Trade Carnival. 2 days of this event will be conducted here, and then another 4 days in the various districts as well. So this whole week is supposed to bring trade closer to the government, and also that government also moves closer to the trade. This whole week is supposed to bring that objective. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that is the 75th year of the nation's independence, we commence this Vanijya Utsavam. In fact, if one were to look at the past 2 years that have passed, in fact, we would come across overwhelming challenges which have been imposed by legacy issues, a year of economic downturn, and another year of outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, during the course of these 2 years, it was probably the first time during the last 2 decades wherein the country has seen a contraction of 3.38% in gross tax revenue collections. In fact, the country's gross tax revenue collections declined from 20,80,465 crores during the period 2018-19 to 20,10,059 crores during the year 2019-20. In fact, these were challenging times. The country's GDP growth in constant terms was 6.3% during the year 2018-19, dropped to 4% during the year 2019-20. Further dropped to minus 7.3% during the year 2021. In fact, India's exports have also shrunk by, in fact, 11.6%, from $330 billion to $292 billion over the last 2 financial years. In fact, this was the plight of the country during the course of these last 2 years. Yet, in these difficult times, Andhra Pradesh exports have grown by 19.4%. From $14.1 billion to $16.8 billion. In fact, through a combination of various products, marine products contributed 15%, ship and boat building structures have contributed 8.5%, pharma contributed 7.3%, iron and steel contributed 7.3%, and non-basmati rice as well contributed 4.8%. All this culminating into a jump of 19.4%, leading to an improvement in the state's contribution to exports from the 9th position that we were in 2018-19 to 7th position in 2019-20 and to the 4th position now in 2020-21. And while our GSDP were also to be compared to the national parameters, then while our GSDP contraction in our GSDP was only 2.58% in the COVID year 2020-21 when compared to the country's contraction of 7.3% in terms of GDP at constant prices for the year 2021. In fact, why I've been wanting to stress on these parameters is the performance stands testimony to our belief that right infrastructure and enabling policies, these two are very, very important. In fact, they become the cornerstones for industrial development, in growth, and augmentation of exports. In fact, in these last 2 years, we have moved a long way. In the last 2 years alone, 16,311 MSMEs were established with an investment of 5,204 crores, generating employment opportunities for more than 113,777 people. During the course of these last 2 years, apart from this, 68 large and mega industries have been facilitated to commence production, bringing an investment of rupees 30,175 crores and generating an employment opportunities for 46,119 people. Apart from this, 62 large and mega projects are under active implementation with a total investment of 36,384 crores with an employment potential of 76,916 people. In the last 1 year alone, we have approved 10 mega projects with an investment intent of 26,391 crores with an employment potential of 55,024 crores. With an employment potential of 55,024 people. Our state is the only state in the country to go in for development of 3 industrial corridors. Visakhapatnam to Chennai Industrial Corridor, Chennai to Bangalore Industrial Corridor, and Hyderabad to Bangalore Industrial Corridor. These 3 corridors will facilitate accelerated development across the state. It will push economic growth, industrialization in a big way. The state government is also developing a mega industrial hub in Kopparthi. In fact, in my own district, Kadapa, YSR Kadapa district. The reason why I say it is my own district is because I'm tagging my name to it. So there would be results. With an extent of 3,155 acres, the hub will act as a multi-product mega industrial park. With best-in-class infrastructure facilities like power, water, CETPs, STPs, and is likely to bring in an investment of 25,000 crores with the potential to generate employment opportunities for more than 1 lakh of people. In the same facility, Kopparthi, we are also developing an electronic manufacturing cluster, EMC, in another 800 acres with an investment of around about 730 crores. This electronic manufacturing cluster will attract an anticipated investment of 10,000 crores with the potential to create large-scale employment to about 25,000 people there. Keeping in mind the surging global and domestic demand for steel also in mind, we are also going ahead with a 3 million ton per annum greenfield steel plant in Kadapa district as well, with an outlay of 13,500 crores. We are of the firm view that for sustainable industrial development, availability of gas as an energy source is of vital importance. Therefore, in partnership with GAIL, we are developing a gas distribution network to secure availability of gas for both industrial and domestic purposes. This would go a long way in not only bringing down the carbon footprint, but also making energy source available at in a cheaper way. Going further, to reduce the skill gap, we are establishing 26 world-class skill colleges, one in every parliament constituency, with one skill university as well in Tirupati and one more skill university in Visakhapatnam. This will cater to the needs of both IT-related courses as well as manufacturing-related courses. This will reduce the skill gap as these skill colleges will provide for polishing the skills. This will actually help in polishing the skills of those people who have already graduated, who already have a degree. Those degrees would be polished towards job orientation. In fact, Andhra Pradesh currently contributes to 5.8% of national exports, and we aspire to double this capacity to 10% by the year 2030. This is the dream with which we are moving ahead. And to attain this goal, we have formulated a comprehensive roadmap. Given the 974-kilometer coastline of the state of Andhra Pradesh, which has the potential to demonstrate substantial growth in exports, the state government is going ahead with the development of 3 more ports in the government sector. One of the ports is going to be coming up in Bavanpadu in Srikakulam district, another in Ramayapatnam, bordering Prakasam and Nellore, and another in Machilipatnam in this Krishna district as well. Given the proximity of these 3 ports to the neighboring states, the Machilipatnam port is the closest to Telangana, Ramayapatnam is the closest to Tamil Nadu, Bavanpadu is the closest state to the entire north. So given the proximity of these ports to the neighboring states, these ports would also contribute significantly to India's foreign trade growth and promote port-led industrialization in a very, very big way. The current port capacity in the state of Andhra Pradesh is 254 million tons per annum, and with the development of these 3 new ports, the capacity would be increased by another 65 million tons per annum in the first phase. To capture the benefits of value addition, because value addition also helps in exports. So to capture the benefits of value addition, the state government is setting up 25 secondary food processing units in each of the parliamentary constituencies. This would not only help the farmers in supporting their prices, but would also lead to a value addition which would increase our exports. This has the potential to create an employment directly to 30,000 people and an indirect employment of another 50,000 people. We are also developing 8 new fishing harbors. In fact, before this concept was thought about, we had a situation where our fishermen were going all the way to Gujarat. I mean, in fact, why is it that we have such a big coastline and yet our fishermen do not have the harbors here in Andhra Pradesh? So we wanted to change that. And so we are developing 8 new fishing harbors in 2 phases with an outlay of 3,827 crores of investment. These facilities will directly benefit 76,230 fishermen and will generate additional employment opportunities for another 35,000 individuals and will create a whole lot of allied sector opportunities, be it the ice plants, the cold storages, the pre-processing, fish transport, and marketing. This would also help to better these products. More processing would help in more exports. I wish to conclude by conveying my deepest sense of appreciation for the commitment shown by the manufacturers, shown by the exporters, councils, and workforce alike in staying resilient during these tough times what have passed. Now this year, hopefully the economy is buoyant and we would see more positive results. I also congratulate each of the stakeholders for coming together in this Vanijya Utsavam, a crucial step in the right direction to explore wider avenues and collaborations organized together with the support of the central government. And I'm sure that this initiative today will boost confidence in the entrepreneurs, will encourage more number of people to come to Andhra Pradesh, to grow with Andhra Pradesh. as our Chief Secretary some time back did say. So I wish you all a very warm welcome, and any support that you require of us, we're all available. In fact, we have a very proactive minister as well, who's just spoken some time back. He's one of the very few ministers who's very, very proactive when it comes to trade. So hopefully, all these initiatives would go a long way. And anything that we can do, you may suggest, and we will ensure that we will do the best to incorporate those suggestions so as to make it more friendly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our Honorable Chief Minister. Please reassemble in the hall by 1:50 p.m. for our second session for the day, Produce Local, Go Global. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.